Welcome, my amazing friends. Today, you are not just going to watch a story. You're going to feel it, live it, learn from it, and grow with it. This is not just a biography. This is a journey through pain, power, faith, courage, sacrifice, and greatness. The man we are about to talk about, he wasn't born rich. He wasn't born perfect. He wasn't born powerful. But he changed the world with his fists, his voice, his heart, and his truth. He fought in the ring and outside the ring for what he believed in. He lost everything and still stood tall. He was banned, criticized, broken, but never gave up. This is the story of a man who said, "I am the greatest, even before I knew I was." This is the story of Muhammad Ali. And I promise you, you will be inspired, you will feel strong, and yes, you will also improve your English through powerful storytelling. Because every sentence, every word, and every emotion in this story is designed to help you learn English naturally by listening, feeling, and understanding real life. This is more than a story. This is a lesson for life. This is the best biography you've ever heard and the best English practice you'll ever get. So stay with me till the very end. Let's begin. Chapter 1. His real name, his birth, his family. Muhammad Ali was not born as Muhammad Ali. He was born as Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. on January 17, 1942, in Louisville, Kentucky, in the United States. His father, Cassius Clay Sr., was a sign painter. He painted names and business signs. His mother, Odessa Grady Clay, was a housemaid who cleaned houses and took care of children for rich families. They were a poor black family in a time when America was full of racism. Black people were not treated equally. Ali grew up in a neighborhood where black kids were often ignored, insulted, or bullied. But even as a child, Cassius Clay had something special. He was loud, confident, fast, and always dreaming big. His father once said, "My boy doesn't walk, he bounces." One day, when Cassius was just 12 years old, he had a bicycle. He loved that bike more than anything. But one day, it was stolen. He was so angry that he told a police officer nearby, "I'm going to find who did it, and I'm going to whoop him." The officer smiled and said, "If you're going to whoop somebody, you better learn how to fight." That officer was Joe Martin, and he also happened to be a boxing coach. From that moment, young Cassius Clay entered the world of boxing. He trained every single day, even when it was raining, even when he was tired. He ran with weights in his shoes, punched trees to make his fists stronger, and watched videos of great boxers to study their moves. Even as a teenager, Cassius Clay was not quiet. He was not like other boxers who just fought. He talked, "I'm young, I'm handsome, I'm fast, and I'm going to be champion of the world. I can talk faster than I can punch, and I punch lightning." He was funny, he was clever, and people listened. By age 18, he had already won 6 Kentucky Golden Glove titles, 2 national titles, and then, in 1960, at just 18 years old, he went to the Rome Olympics and won the gold medal in boxing. He came back to America as a hero, but not a respected one, because in America at that time, even if you were a black hero, you still couldn't eat in the same restaurant as white people. After the Olympics, he turned professional. He fought match after match, winning most of them with speed and style. People laughed at him. They said he was just talk. But inside the ring, he moved like no one else. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. The hands can't hit what the eyes can't see. He was fast, fearless, and he made boxing beautiful. By 1964, he was ready to fight for the World Heavyweight Championship, He was only 22 years old. But before the big fight, something powerful happened. Cassius Clay met a man named Malcolm X, a powerful speaker and activist from the Nation of Islam. Malcolm taught him about black pride, self-respect, and faith in Islam. Cassius Clay converted to Islam. And after he won the world championship fight, he shocked the world by saying, "Cassius Clay is my slave name. I am Muhammad Ali now. I am free." This made headlines everywhere. People were angry, confused, shocked. How could a world champion change his religion and name? But Ali stood tall. He didn't care what people thought. "I know who I am, and I won't let the world tell me who to be." Ali kept fighting. He kept winning. He became a global icon. But inside, another fight was coming. America was at war, the Vietnam War. The government wanted Muhammad Ali to join the military. But Ali said, "I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong. They never called me a N-word." He refused to go to war because of his faith and his principles. Because of this, the U.S. government took away his boxing license, took away his championship title, called him a traitor, threatened him with 5 years in jail. He was banned from boxing for 3 years during the peak of his career. But he stood strong. "I will not betray my faith for money or fame. I'd rather lose everything than lose myself." Chapter 2. The Man Who Refused to Stay Down. Ali had lost everything. His boxing license was gone. His championship belt was stripped. He had no income, no fights, no career. All because he refused to fight in the Vietnam War for his beliefs, for his religion, for his truth. For 3 years, the greatest boxer in the world was banned from boxing. He was 27 years old when the ban started, the prime years of a fighter's life. He could have stayed silent. He could have apologized. But Ali never apologized for doing what he believed was right. During these 3 years, Ali did not hide. He traveled across the U.S., giving speeches at universities, community centers, and churches. He spoke about racism in America, the cost of war, faith, freedom, and justice. Students lined up to hear him. Some came just to see the boxer, but they left with new thoughts, new fire, and new respect. He became more than a boxer. He became a voice of a generation. In 1970, after 3 long years of silence, Ali's boxing ban was finally lifted. His first comeback fight was against Jerry Quarry in Atlanta. Ali won. The crowd roared. The world watched. But this was just the warm-up. In 1971, the fight of the century was announced. Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. 2 undefeated champions, 1 ring. The fight happened on March 8, 1971, at Madison Square Garden, New York. The world watched. Celebrities filled the seats. Reporters came from everywhere. Round after round, punch after punch, it was a brutal war. Ali danced, Frazier punched. Frazier's left hook was heavy, dangerous. Ali's speed was still there, but the years out of the ring had slowed him slightly. In round 15, Frazier landed a crushing blow. Ali fell. He got back up, but the judges gave the fight to Joe Frazier. Ali had lost, but the world didn't stop loving him, because he never gave up. Ali didn't stop. He kept training, fighting, pushing. He fought Ken Norton, who broke his jaw. Ali fought through the pain, but lost that fight too. Then he won the rematch. Then he fought Frazier again, and won. Then another, then another. He was getting stronger, smarter, wiser. He was not just a fighter. He was a warrior with experience. In 1974, Ali was given one more chance to fight for the world heavyweight title. But this time, it was against a new monster. George Foreman, younger, stronger, undefeated, and scary. The fight was set in Zaire, Africa, and it became known as the Rumble in the Jungle. Foreman was the heavy favorite. Even Ali's fans feared for him. But Ali had a plan. He called it the rope-a-dope strategy. Ali let Foreman punch him. Yes, he leaned on the ropes, protected his face, and let Foreman tire himself out. Round after round, Foreman hit him with everything. But Ali whispered, "Is that all you got, George?" By round 8, Foreman was exhausted. Ali exploded, a lightning combination, and Foreman was knocked out cold. Ali stood over him. The stadium shook. "I am still the greatest." At 32 years old, Muhammad Ali became world heavyweight champion again. After the Rumble in the Jungle, Ali became more than a boxer. He was now a symbol of hope, a global icon. He visited Africa, where people called him the true king. The Middle East, where Muslims embraced him as a hero. Asia, where children knew his name. He became the most famous man in the world, and he knew it. In 1975, Ali fought Joe Frazier one final time. This was the third match, and the most brutal of all. It happened in Manila, Philippines, and it became known as the Thrilla in Manila. The heat was unbearable. Both men fought like warriors. Ali later said it was the closest thing to dying I've ever felt. After 14 rounds, Frazier couldn't see. His trainer stopped the fight. Ali collapsed in his corner, not in celebration, but in survival. He won, but both men were never the same after that war. In the late 1970s, Ali was older, slower, but still fighting. He lost his belt to Leon Spinks, then won it back, making him a 3-time world champion, the first in history. But the years of fighting had taken a toll. In the early 1980s, he began to show signs of slurred speech, shaking hands, and slow movement. Doctors told him, "You have Parkinson's disease, a brain condition caused by years of punches." Ali had fought men, media, racism, governments. Now he was fighting his own body. His feet didn't move like they used to. He started speaking more slowly. His hands sometimes shook during interviews. At first, people thought he was just tired, but the truth was much darker. In 1980, Muhammad Ali came back again, but this time to fight a new champion, Larry Holmes. Holmes had once been Ali's sparring partner, someone who trained with him. But now Holmes was younger, faster, stronger. Ali believed he could still win. But the fight was hard to watch. Round after round, Holmes beat him badly. Ali didn't fight back like before. He was slow, weak. He looked old. In round 10, Ali's trainer stopped the fight. He couldn't watch his friend get hurt anymore. Ali didn't win, but he still didn't complain. "I had to find out if I still had it. I didn't, but now I know." In 1981, Ali fought one last time against Trevor Berbick in the Bahamas. He lost again. And with that, he retired from boxing forever. Not long after retiring, doctors finally confirmed what was happening to his body. Muhammad Ali had Parkinson's disease, a brain disorder that causes shaking, stiffness, and slow movement. It was most likely caused by the thousands of punches he had taken in the ring over the years. Ali's hands shook. His speech slowed. His face no longer moved much. His smile faded. For a man known for his voice, his energy, and his speed, this was a cruel twist. But Ali didn't cry. He didn't complain. "God gave me Parkinson's to show me even the greatest can be tested." Even though he couldn't fight anymore, Ali began a new mission: peace, helping children, charity work, speaking about Islam and understanding, meeting world leaders. He traveled to countries like Iraq to help release American hostages, Afghanistan, Morocco, Cuba, and South Africa, spreading peace. India, where children lined up just to see him. He helped raise millions of dollars for research and education. Even when he couldn't speak clearly, his presence spoke loudly. In the year 1996, the Olympic Games were held in Atlanta, Georgia. Billions of people were watching around the world. And then, a surprise. Muhammad Ali appeared, standing silently, holding the Olympic torch. His hands were shaking. His body moved slowly. But he stood tall. He lit the Olympic flame, the symbol of strength, spirit, and courage. The stadium went silent. Then it exploded with applause. People cried. People stood. Even those who didn't know boxing said, "That is what courage looks like." His family. Muhammad Ali was not just a champion. He was a father of 9 children. His most famous child was his daughter Layla Ali, who also became a boxing champion, undefeated in her career. He supported all his kids. Even when he was sick, he attended their graduations, their weddings, their events. His wife, Lonnie, stayed by his side for more than 30 years, taking care of him every single day. She helped him walk, speak, eat, and pray. He was no longer the loud fighter, but he became the quiet warrior filled with peace. From 2000 to 2016, Ali's health continued to decline. He moved slower, spoke less, needed help to walk. But he still made public appearances, award ceremonies, schools, hospitals, mosques, and churches. He received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, BBC Sports Personality of the Century, United Nations Messenger of Peace. Streets, schools, and stadiums named after him. Everywhere he went, people stood, because even silent, he was still the greatest. On June 3rd, 2016, the world got the news. Muhammad Ali had died at age 74 in Phoenix, Arizona. He died from septic shock, a complication related to Parkinson's and other health issues. The news spread instantly across the globe. The world didn't just lose a boxer. It lost a voice for justice, a fighter for peace, a man of faith, courage, and love. Ali's funeral was held on June 10, 2016, in Louisville, Kentucky, his hometown. It was not a sad event. It was a celebration of his life. Over 100,000 people came to pay their respects. Millions watched online and on TV. World leaders, celebrities, sports legends, they all came. The coffin was carried through the streets of Louisville, and people lined up on every street. Children shouted, "We love you, Ali." Old men cried. Women waved flowers. Muslims, Christians, Jews, atheists all stood together. He was buried at Cave Hill Cemetery in a simple grave. His tombstone reads, "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room in heaven." Even in death, Muhammad Ali was teaching the world. Chapter 3. The Lessons He Left Behind. Muhammad Ali was gone, but something strange happened after his death. The world got even louder. People from every part of the planet shared their memories, their stories, and their lessons from Ali's life. Some had met him in person. Some had only watched him on television. But all of them said the same thing. Ali didn't just fight in the ring. He fought for something bigger. This part of the story is about everything the world learned from him. Not just about boxing, but about life, faith, courage, and what it means to be great. In his later years, when Ali could barely speak, he still traveled, but not for fame. He went to orphanages, children's hospitals, disaster zones, poor neighborhoods. And he never took a camera with him. He never posted it on TV. He didn't want attention. He just sat with the sick, prayed with families, and smiled at children, even though his hands were shaking and his voice was fading. One nurse in a hospital said, "He could barely speak, but when he smiled, the whole room felt healed." This was the side of Muhammad Ali the world didn't always see. The gentle, quiet, humble man who gave his time to strangers. Here are just a few real stories that people shared after Ali's death. In 1983, a man was threatening to jump from a building in Los Angeles. The police couldn't stop him. Ali saw the news on TV and said, "Let me talk to him." He flew to the building, climbed up to the man, sat next to him, and spoke softly. After 30 minutes, the man came down. Ali saved his life. In 1990, when Saddam Hussein had taken 15 American hostages in Iraq, Ali flew there by himself, even though he was very sick. He met Saddam Hussein in person. Ali didn't shout. He didn't threaten. He simply asked for peace and brought the hostages home. Ali would often visit homeless shelters without telling anyone. He would bring food, sit, talk, laugh. One man later said, "He made me feel like I was the world champion." These stories were not shown in newspapers. He didn't brag, because real kindness doesn't need attention. Ali was not just a fighter. He was a philosopher, a poet, and a truth speaker. Some of his most powerful quotes are still used in schools, speeches, and books. Here are a few with their deep meaning. He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. Ali taught us, without risk, there is no reward. Service to others is the rent you pay for your room in heaven. He believed giving to others is the reason we are here. It isn't the mountains ahead to climb that wear you out. It's the pebble in your shoe. He meant that small problems inside us, fear, doubt, ego, can destroy us more than big challenges. I hated every minute of training, but I said, "Don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion." That's what made him different. He trained through the pain because he believed in the result. Ali was proud to be a Muslim, but he never forced it on anyone. He didn't scream about religion. He lived it quietly, deeply, and respectfully. He prayed 5 times a day. He read the Quran often. And he gave millions of dollars to Muslim charities around the world, especially to help orphans and disaster victims. He once said, "I am an American. I am a Muslim. And I'm proud of both." Even when people criticized him for his religion, he didn't fight back with hate. He simply showed through his character, kindness, and calmness what Islam meant to him. Ali believed young people had the power to change the world, but only if they knew who they were. Here's what he told young students. Don't copy the crowd. Don't let the TV tell you who you are. Don't be scared to speak your truth. He asked people to be proud of their race, be proud of their faith, help the poor, stay strong when they're laughed at, be brave, not loud, and always believe in their worth. He told one school, "Champions are not made in gyms. They are made from something deep inside them, a dream, a desire, a vision." After his death, the world didn't just say goodbye, it celebrated him. In England, children painted murals of Ali on school walls. In South Africa, people remembered how he had supported Nelson Mandela. In Indonesia, thousands gathered to pray for him in mosques. In the U.S., Both Muslims and Christians joined together to honor him. His name became more than just a person. It became a symbol. Ali now means courage, dignity, kindness, strength, and truth. In the ring, Ali won 56 fights. He knocked out 37 opponents. He won Olympic gold and 3 heavyweight titles. But his greatest victory was not with his fists. It was with his belief when no one stood with him. His silence when his voice was stolen. His smile when pain filled his body. His peace when hate tried to touch him. He proved that you don't need to be loud to be strong, that you don't need to win every round to become a champion. Life lessons from Muhammad Ali: believe in yourself before anyone else does. When Muhammad Ali was young, people laughed at him. They said he was too skinny, too loud, too cocky. But he didn't care. He once said, "I am the greatest, even before I knew I was." That's confidence. That's self-belief. Lesson: don't wait for the world to believe in you. You believe first. Say it, train it, live it, and then become it. If you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else? 2. Stand for what's right, even if it costs everything. In 1967, the U.S. government asked Ali to fight in the Vietnam War. He refused because of his religion and moral values. The result? He lost his heavyweight title. He was banned from boxing for 3 years. He faced jail. The media called him a traitor. He had no income, no fights, no support. But Ali said, "I'd rather lose everything than go against my faith." Lesson: if you truly believe something is wrong, don't do it, even if it hurts, even if the world turns against you, because your values are more valuable than your success. 3. Train hard, even when you hate it. Ali once said, "I hated every minute of training. But I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion." When others were sleeping, he was running. When others were resting, he was punching. He trained like a madman because he saw the goal clearly. Lesson: success doesn't come from talent. It comes from doing the hard things even when you don't feel like it. If you quit when it's hard, you'll stay where you are. But if you suffer a little now, your future will be unstoppable. 4. Be bigger than your job. Muhammad Ali was not just a boxer. He became a global speaker, a political voice, a religious symbol, a freedom fighter, a peace ambassador. He didn't limit himself to just sports. Lesson: don't let your job define your life. Be more than your title. Use your success to stand for something bigger. Your life is not just about what you do. It's about who you help. 5. Even if you fall, get back up stronger. Ali lost fights. He was knocked down. He was beaten, injured, mocked. But every time, he got up. He lost to Joe Frazier in 1971. People said he was finished. But he came back and beat him in 1974. Then, in Zaire, he shocked the world by beating George Foreman. Lesson: falling down isn't failure. Staying down is. Your power is not in how hard you punch. It's in how many times you rise. 6. Speak boldly, but live humbly. Ali was known for his words. "I'm young, I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, I can't possibly be beat." But in real life, he was kind, gentle, helpful. He visited hospitals, gave to the poor, stood for peace even when no one was watching. Lesson: it's okay to speak with fire, but make sure your actions are full of grace. Talk big if you must, but live even bigger in heart. 7. Use your voice for the voiceless. Ali didn't stay quiet about racism or injustice. He said things others were afraid to say. Why should they ask me to put on a uniform and go 10,000 miles from home to drop bombs on brown people when so-called Negro people in Louisville are treated like dogs? He didn't care about being liked. He cared about being right. Lesson: if you have a voice, use it, not to show off, but to stand up for someone who can't speak. That's how you make real change. 8. True power comes from purpose. Ali didn't just fight to win belts. He fought to prove that black people could rise, to show the world that Muslims could be peaceful and proud, to inspire the poor and the broken. His fights had purpose, not just money. Lesson: find your reason. Find your purpose. Why do you wake up? Why do you fight? Because if your purpose is strong, your power will last forever. 9. Greatness is created, not inherited. Ali wasn't born rich. He didn't come from a powerful family. He didn't have connections. He built himself with pain, sweat, tears, and belief. Lesson: you don't need to be born into success. You just need a strong mind, a clear goal, and a heart that refuses to stop. Greatness is not for the lucky. It's for the relentless. 10. Even in silence, you can inspire millions. After years of boxing, Ali developed Parkinson's disease. He couldn't move fast. He couldn't talk clearly. He couldn't fight anymore. But still, the world loved him more than ever. When he lit the Olympic torch in 1996 with his shaking hands, the entire planet cried. Lesson: you don't need perfect health, perfect English, or perfect anything to make an impact. If you live with love, truth, and courage, your life will shine forever. Final lesson: be the greatest in your own life. Muhammad Ali was called the greatest. But he didn't ask you to be him. He wanted you to be your own greatest. Be the greatest mother. Be the greatest student. Be the greatest version of yourself, no matter what you do. You don't need a championship belt to be a champion. You just need a reason, a routine, a heart, and a dream. So now the story is over, but his message is not. Because Muhammad Ali didn't just fight in the ring, he fought in life. And he showed us something we all forget. You don't need to be perfect to be powerful. You don't need to be rich to be respected. You don't need to be strong to stand tall. Ali was mocked, banned, beaten, broken, but he never gave up. And if you're watching this, maybe you're fighting your own battle. Maybe people laugh at your dream. Maybe your body is tired. Maybe your heart feels heavy. Maybe the world told you you'll never make it. But remember this: the world told Muhammad Ali the same thing, and he became the greatest of all time. He lost fights. He lost his voice. He lost his health. But he never lost his faith. He never lost his courage. And he never lost his purpose. So whatever you are going through, don't stop. Don't break. Don't bow your head, because your story is not over yet. Like Ali once said, suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. You are not weak. You are not lost. You are just getting ready for the fight of your life. So stand up, be brave, and be your own version of greatness. Because if Muhammad Ali could do it, so can you. If this story touched your heart, if it inspired you to fight harder, believe deeper, and live braver, then don't forget to subscribe. Because here, we don't just tell stories. We share life lessons. We improve our English. And we grow together. Tap that subscribe button and join this journey of learning, strength, and unstoppable spirit. Because remember, service to others is the rent you pay for your room in heaven. Let's keep serving, one story at a time.